Over the last couple of years or even months, we've seen these massive layoffs from the tech industry, and all signs seem to point that AI is replacing the workers. However, I recently read a study from Anthropic that suggests something interesting. According to the data, it shows that AI is not increasing the unemployment rate yet. So if AI isn't causing these layoffs, then what is actually happening here? When tools like ChatGPT first appeared, I immediately thought that, okay, you have a tool that can summarize documents, write emails, even generate code. So surely companies are going to start replacing people to do this. But it turns out that the reality is a little bit more complicated. How's it going? My name is Kieran. I came to the US as an international student athlete, and now I work as a robotics engineer at a Fortune 100 company. Now, as someone in the industry, I do have access to these tools, and I use them on a daily basis. And they help me out quite a lot. I mean, I write code. Well, I guess I don't write as much code anymore because AI is writing it for me. So when I see the news of all the layoffs happening, I immediately think that, okay, yeah, AI is replacing workers. But the research suggests something interesting. So Anthropic has come up with this metric called AI exposure, which is basically measuring which jobs are the most exposed to AI. These are jobs that involve a lot of text, like programming, customer support, and writing documents. But here's the interesting part. The paper found that even though AI can do these jobs, companies are not actually using AI to do the jobs. Now, if you look at this plot, you've probably seen it all over social media talking about how AI is going to take these jobs. What's interesting aren't the skills that are in trouble, but it's the gap between what it could potentially do or theoretically do and what it's actually doing. So even though AI can do a lot of these tasks, companies aren't actually using them. And if you look at this plot, it shows us that this gap is still huge. Now, a lot of people focus on the areas that AI can take over, but we're not really talking about this massive gap between what AI could theoretically do and what it is actually doing. Now, I do want to say that when we talk about AI in this video, I'm talking specifically about LLMs, and so is this figure. But LLMs are just a subset of AI. If we're talking about AI as a whole, I think this graph would look very different, but I can save that for another video. Okay, so we've established that, yeah, AI can do it, but companies are not using it. So what is the actual cause for these massive layoffs? During the pandemic, a lot of companies, especially tech companies, hired extremely quickly. And when the economy slowed down, they simply had too many employees and had to let go not just their veteran employees, but their most expensive employees. Another thing is interest rates. A couple of years ago, when they were very low, investors were prioritizing growth because money was very cheap to borrow. But now, as rates have come up, companies are forced to focus on efficiency and profitability. So AI may not be changing the status of employment like we think it was, but the data in this paper kind of suggests that AI is changing how we hire. Because what the study found wasn't that AI is causing mass layoffs, but AI is slowing down hiring, especially among younger people who are just exiting college. Now, that's a pretty interesting point. Historically, when a new worker starts at a company, they're often given basic tasks. No matter how smart they were in college, when you join a company, you need to work how it operates, because things are different in the workforce than college. Things like writing reports, summarizing documents, or writing basic code are among tasks for new hires. But these are things that AI is very good at. So the question may not be, is AI going to take our jobs, but is AI going to make it harder to get your first job? So one of the takeaways from reading the research is that you need to focus on skills that AI struggles with. Things like communication, creativity, judgment, and even problem solving. And I know communication is one of them because I'm not the only one that asks Claude or ChatGPT for something and it gives me something completely wrong. So gone are the days where recruiters are looking for proficiency in C++ or some coding language, because now everyone's proficient in that language if they use AI. But having that skill coupled with soft skills is going to bring you in front. So AI will probably change the labor market over time, but it's not this sudden change that we thought it will be. The change is going to be slow and more subtle than the headline suggested. Anyway, this is the rabbit hole I went down when I started reading about AI and the labor market. Not necessarily a topic that I'm an expert on, but as someone working in the tech industry, it was very interesting and something that I wanted to follow. So if you did enjoy this video, you may enjoy my other videos where I talk about my journey as an international student navigating corporate America. Thanks for watching.